Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to talk to you about the end of all effort, the end of all difficulty when it comes to manifesting our desires. This is the technique to end all techniques. What I'm talking about is giving thanks and praise. I know in my last couple videos I've mentioned how this has been changing my life, and that is an absolute fact. I'm going to walk you through this process of giving thanks and praise very in depth. I'm going to tell you exactly what it takes to apply this technique, how exactly this works, and how I've used it successfully with the most ease and effortlessness as possible. Now, as far as what we teach here on this channel, we teach that your own wonderful human imagination is God, and all things are possible to God. That means that all things, whatever you desire to create, is possible to be created and brought into physical experience by creative use of your wonderful human imagination. Now, I am telling you that this is not supposed to be some difficult process. Far too many of us get into this work and watch video after video, and people talk about the subconscious mind and impressing the subconscious when they really don't understand what the subconscious is. The word subconscious is no different from the word Christ, which is also widely misunderstood. And those two words are the exact same thing as your own wonderful human imagination. Now, this is something that has been tested time and time again, and if you have yet to test it within yourself, then I urge you to do so. It is much more to be a doer of the word and not a hearer only. I know there are people out there watching video after video and they don't choose to apply this information. They simply listen to it and then go about their business, letting their mind run wild and imagine all sorts of things which they don't want to experience. But I'm telling you, that which you think feelingly will come into your experience. For there's only one cause of the phenomena of life, and that is the human imagination. Now, when it comes to creating via the imagination, we have to have what is called faith. Faith, as Goddard described it, is loyalty to the unseen reality. That is loyalty to what you visualized or imagined or affirmed. Faith is also described as evidence of things not seen. Now, I'm telling you that giving thanks and praise for your desire being fulfilled now is evidence of that which is not yet seen. If what you desired were here now as a present fact, would you not give thanks to yourself for creating it? Now, when we talk about gratitude, absolutely everyone knows that gratitude is the #1 state of receiving, but including praise in this will take you to the next level. Now, I tell you this because we're told not only to give thanks to God, but we're told to give thanks and praise all throughout the Bible. One passage that says this in particular is Psalms 100. Give thanks to him and praise his name, for the Lord is good and his love endures forever. His faithfulness continues through all generations. Now, this Lord that we speak of course, is your own wonderful human imagination. If I say the word God, or I say the word Christ, or the word subconscious, and you think of something outside of you, you've got the wrong God. You have to look within, for there is only yourself. This entire physical experience is merely a reflection of yourself. It is, as Goddard said, yourself pushed out. So I'm not asking you to give thanks and praise to some outside God. I'm asking you to make the most easy and effortless path for yourself to the fulfillment of your desire. When I began this work and I really understood what Neville was saying, I would get into sats each night, and the only way I would really understand would be to visualize my desire fulfilled over and over in a scene before sleep. This absolutely works, but it's not the only way. After that, I got into repetition of affirmations. It could be vain affirmations with feeling, no feeling, whatever, just repeating it over and over, and that worked as well. However, I feel that this now is the most easy and effortless way to create whatever it is you desire. That is giving thanks and praise. In order to do this, you can at first imagine your desire fulfilled. If you can visualize, do that. If not, and you only hear voices, then imagine a conversation with someone close to you, talking about what it's like to have your desire here now. Or you can use an affirmation, but then I want you to give thanks and praise. This is an example. I had something that I was selling online and I wanted it to sell quickly. Now, things of this nature that I was getting rid of don't necessarily sell very fast, but I priced it well and I know the power of my human imagination. When I placed it on sale, I brought before my mind's eye the mental image of the money from the sale being in my bank account. Now, that is going to the end because I don't want it to be revoked or refunded. I wanted that money in my bank account, and it is done. When I see that mental image, I say within myself, thank you so much that this is already sold. Thank you that you did it so quickly, so easily and effortlessly. You are so amazing. I love you so much. And I'm saying this to the God within. If I'm saying this and I hear it, then the depth of my being heard it, and the depth of my being is God himself. Now, When you hear the word subconscious and you're thinking about how to impress the subconscious, you are putting the cart before the horse. You need to allow yourself to feel that it's done, and that is what will impress the subconscious. But if you're trying to feel something enough to impress the subconscious, you will not know what's enough. You'll be operating from a state of lack, in this case, lack of knowledge of your own self. What you're doing when you're giving thanks and praise is you are recognizing yourself as the one creator, the one cause of the phenomena of life. You are activating faith. This is evidence of the things not yet seen. Giving thanks and praise, is that not evidence of the thing that is not yet seen? And it's so easy, so simple, and you don't even have to work yourself up into a state of ecstasy. A lot of people in this work tell you that you have to get into the most extreme state. Many of us do not feel this way about things. We may get excited here and there, but it's not natural for us to pump up our emotion so much. While that may be helpful, and that does work for some, if it's taking a while and you're trying to practice patience, you're going to get burnt out. That's why it's so much easier after first imagining before sleep, or just imagining whenever, visualizing, affirming. After that, you just give thanks and praise whenever the idea comes into mind. If you're manifesting a car, whenever you think about that car, don't allow yourself to think, where is it? When's it going to come? What's it going to be like? Simply give thanks and praise. Say, thank you that this car is already in my possession. I love this car so much. It's so easy and effortless for you to manifest these wonderful things. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's all you have to do. It's completely easy, completely effortless, and you don't have to be in some extreme pumped up state. You could be in a negative state. Every once in a while, I'll get into a negative emotion and it will just carry with me throughout the day. There may be no reason. Everything could be going perfectly, but humans are humans. We have a full range of emotions, and that's a wonderful thing. We do not resist our emotions or try to push them down. That's what causes dis-ease, right? All disease is emotion that's trapped within the body. So if you feel negative, you're having a hard day, you don't need to have a reason for it. You don't need to listen to anyone that says, well, you have no reason to feel bad because there's people starving, there's this and that. You should value your own emotions. And if it helps, you can sit in the silence and say, where do I feel this emotion in my body? Do I feel it in the chest? Do I feel it in my head? Do I feel it in my arms and legs? You'll find that there's somewhere in the body you're holding this tension, and just feel it. Experience it. Don't try to push it away. Don't try and shift states. Just allow this feeling to unfold. But even if you're feeling that way, that doesn't mean that you have to entertain negative patterns of thought. That doesn't mean you have to entertain negative behaviors. You can feel very upset and be having a bad day and still go about your business regularly. You can still clean the house. You can still give thanks and praise. I was very upset, but I still gave thanks and praise because it's wonderful that the unconditional love that God is, that the human imagination is, that you are, is able to allow you a full range of human emotions. You are able to experience more than just the good, more than just the wonderful. And it's wonderful because without the good and the bad, as we call them, the whole thing is not complete. It's like a piano missing keys if you can't experience the full range. And that's the wonderful thing about giving thanks and praise. You don't have to be in a perfect mental state for it to work. You can be upset, you can be joyful, you can be sad, you can be happy, whatever it is. And you can still give thanks and praise to God. That is yourself, nothing outside of you. God yourself, that it is done, and that it's done easily and effortlessly. Now, when it comes to action or inaction, many people don't know. They feel very unsure what actions to take to make their desire fulfilled. Goddard said, you want to do something, you think you can do something, but in truth you can do nothing to aid the fulfillment of your desire. This is because your greater self, your God self, imagination has ways and means ye know not of. It's not your responsibility. I am now only interested in the most easy and effortless way to fulfill my desires. That's getting there first class. If you watch Joseph Rodriguez, he mentions first class to your destination all the time. And he gets this from the story of Neville Goddard and Abdullah. When Neville said to Abdullah, I'm going to Barbados, but I'm going third class. Abdullah said, who told you you're going third class? You are in Barbados and you went first class. Now, you can get to your destination, that is the fulfillment of your desire, in a first class manner if you will allow yourself to take it easy and effortlessly. If you think that there's actions that you need to take, you can include that in this technique. You can say, thank you that it's already done and that every action necessary was perfectly clear and direct. It's always so clear and direct. You always make it so easy and effortless. I love you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And that's it. It's unavoidable because you're saying this thanks and praise, and that is evidence of that which is not yet seen, but it must come to be seen because God hears it. God hears it and acts upon it, bringing you in a first-class manner to the fulfillment of your every desire. This is the way. This is the way to take it super easy. This is the way to prevent any confusion, any worry, any impatience. We think that we have to have everything we want right now because we have this power to create. That is an illusion. All need is an illusion because you are all imagination. We have this whole list of desires of things that maybe we would call big or small. And because the big things don't come quickly, we're so fast to say, oh, well, I need a new technique. I haven't impressed the subconscious. I need to put subconscious mind affirmations on while I sleep. I need to do this and that and do my rain dance. I'm very against all these complicated, intense applications of the law. You are God. How hard does God have to try to fulfill desires? That's why it's so much easier if you imagine it once, and then after that, whenever the thought comes into mind, it's like you're watering a plant. You simply say, thank you, it's already done. It's always so easy and effortless. I love you so much. And that is you watering the plant. This is nature. In this way, you become your own best friend because you're talking to yourself so lovingly. You are recognizing your own power. You are praising your own power. You are giving thanks for your own power. Allow yourself to do this and don't have any question about whether it will work or not. You're not wondering if it's going to work. You're giving thanks and praise that it already has. And that's so easy. It's so easy. Some people might think it's cringy, but I tell you, if you wait until you do something that's good in your eyes to give yourself thanks and praise, then you're going to wait forever. You're very little going to be good to yourself. You should know the value of becoming your own best friend and recognizing yourself as God, praising yourself as God, giving thanks to yourself as God for being the greatest thing to ever exist. There's only you. There's only God. That's all there is. So allow yourself, please, to give yourself these thanks and praise and this love and this joy, and let it be easy and effortless. Let it be so simple. Whenever you think of your desire, give thanks and praise, and then think about something else. Go about your business, clean your house, go for a walk, go to the gym. It doesn't matter, whatever you enjoy doing. But try not to be bored, because if you're bored, then you're waiting. You're going to find yourself thinking, where is it, where is it? But refuse yourself the ability to think about this. Refuse yourself from entering the state of where is it, or want, or desire. You must fuse with having it. And as you do this, as you make a habit of only giving thanks and praise that it's done, that habit will be fulfilled physically. Another example of this technique, I needed to be able to reschedule an appointment, so I knew I would have to reach out via email to my client and say, would you be okay with having the meeting tomorrow at the same time? But before sending the email, I said, thank you, Father, that it's so easy and effortless and that it works out perfectly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. You're so amazing. It's always so easy for you. I send the email and 2 minutes later, I get confirmation that it works perfectly well. It's so simple and so easy, and the world will tell you, well, it would have happened anyways. The only thing that you should value is what is within. And if you know within that your own wonderful human imagination is creating reality, then that is what you honor. The reason this is supposed to be so easy and so effortless is because that is the way of imagination. How hard is it to imagine any simple thing? How hard is it for you to put yourself mentally where you desire to be? It takes no physical effort whatsoever. The law of reverse effort says that we must take the path of least resistance. There is resistance when you tell yourself, I need to imagine it every morning and every night, and then you miss it and say, oh, it's not going to happen, or it's going to take longer. There is resistance when you say, I have to affirm, 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 because if you're like me, you're going to affirm it 1,000,000 times and then start looking for it, because you'll say, I hit 10,000 repetitions, my subconscious should be impressed, where is it? No, you don't entertain any of this, and you don't have to force yourself to think it over and over, because then you're going to wonder, where is it? All you have to do is give thanks and praise and think about whatever else is going on. It's so much easier and more simple than so many people are making it. This ease and effortlessness is the way of imagination. Goddard said, one must adopt the way of the senses or the way of imagination. No compromise or neutrality is possible. I will not compromise with the senses that tell me I have to do this or do that or try very, very hard to get all the things that I want. Say, for example, that you're manifesting $10,000 a month. If you're doing this and you start looking for where it is, you're going to trick yourself into believing that you need $10,000 a month. Truthfully, you might not. But if you are constantly looking for it, you're telling the subconscious, where is it? I need it. It has to happen now. This need, this scarcity mindset, this survival mindset is not where we create from, because God doesn't need to survive. God is, always and forever. There's no beginning, no ending to God, and that's you, your own wonderful human imagination, not this physical form with which you've been identified for all this time. So instead, take the first-class way. Maybe it will be a period of time until your harvest comes to pass, that your $10,000 a month comes to pass. That doesn't mean that you can't give thanks and praise that it's here now. That doesn't mean that you can't give thanks and praise that your bridge of incidents has been easy and effortless, that every bill along the way has been paid ahead of time, that you've always had money coming to you from all sorts of places. That way, you're not creating this illusion of need within yourself. You are simply enjoying the first-class path to the fulfillment of your desire. Well, I'm sure you found value in this. I give thanks and praise to you for watching. You're so wonderful, and I appreciate every single one of you. If you want to dig deeper into any of this, you can check out my website below where I have my book, Doing God's Work, my specific person manifesting guide, or you can book a call with me. As always, thank you so much for watching. I love you all very much, and I will see you next time. Take care.